Welcome back to StarTalk Daily. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel for more updates. 8 movies that define Sylvester Stallone's career. Sylvester Stallone is one of the most accomplished actors and action stars in Hollywood history, enthralling audiences since his breakout in the Academy Award-winning 1976 hit Rocky. Today, nearly half a century later, the prolific Italian stallion is still on top, churning out memorable performances well into his late 70s with Tulsa King and other upcoming projects. However, when one looks back at Stallone's decade-spanning career, there are a handful of movies and franchises that stand out as emblematic of the actor's legacy. Categorically, these 9 films are the definitive blockbusters that made Stallone a household name among fans, cinephiles, and general audiences alike. Rocky wasn't just Sly's breakout role as an actor. It proved his talent as both a screenwriter and filmmaker. Penned by a young Stallone in the early 70s, the Hollywood underdog had to fight to preserve his vision and ensure that he starred in the leading role that would come to define the public's view of the actor to this day. It's hard to exaggerate just how immense Rocky's popularity was upon its release in 1976. Much like how Matt Damon and Ben Affleck burst onto the cinematic scene in the late 90s with Good Will Hunting, Rocky served as Stallone's meal ticket into stardom, propelling him into roles like Rambo and setting the template for action heroes in the 80s. Beyond Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone's other most iconic performance would have to be that of John Rambo in the Rambo films, whose stoic persistence in 1982's First Blood set the stage for a series of films with action set pieces of epic, unparalleled proportions. What's more is that the role of John Rambo offered Stallone a chance to do some serious acting through his portrayal of the character's latent trauma and post-traumatic stress. Nowhere is this more evident than in Stallone's expert performance in the film's final scene, in which Rambo breaks down over civilian life and the loss of his fellow Green Berets. Whereas First Blood focused on Rambo's silent rage, Rambo First Blood Part 2 unshackled John Rambo from his restraint, making for a no-holds-barred, high-octane action spectacle that perfectly complemented the brash, brawling 1980s and arguably featured Sylvester Stallone's greatest physical performance. This move past quiet, introspective trauma unlocked a brutality in the character that cemented Stallone as one of the premier action stars of the decade alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis, carving his place amongst the elite leading men of the day and transforming his pop culture image in one stroke. In the same year as First Blood Part 2, Stallone released what's arguably his greatest cinematic achievement amid the 80s paranoid zeitgeist. The year 1985 saw many incredible films: The Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, and To Live and Die in L.A., but none featured as iconic of imagery as the standoff between America and Russia in Rocky IV. Apart from being the highest-earning Rocky film, Rocky IV also saw Stallone at his best as a director, juxtaposing the sorrow of Apollo Creed's death with the excitement of Rocky's fight with the Russian superhuman Ivan Drago, played by real-life Swedish superhuman Dolph Lundgren. Yes, it's big, it's flashy, and it's one of the most defining moments of Stallone's career. Jumping to the 90s, Stallone was in need of a hit, and Cliffhanger was just that, giving audiences a breath of fresh air that proved Stallone was more than just a relic of the previous decade. Starring as mountain climber Gabe Walker, Stallone finds himself at odds with a group of thieves in this thriller set in the Rocky Mountains. In addition to Stallone's entertaining performance as Walker, Cliffhanger also features incredible stunts and set pieces, including one particularly daring scene in which stuntman Simon Crane zip lines between 2 planes. In short, this 1993 film proved that Stallone had lasting power in Hollywood and still brought his A game no matter the territory. Copland was a major departure for Sylvester Stallone, who sought to flex his acting muscles with this dramatic crime thriller. Indeed, the wide array of actors in the film helped elevate Copland to exceptional dramatic heights, whose impressive ensemble stars like Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, Harvey Keitel, and even Terminator 2, Judgment Day's Robert Patrick. Sly poured in the full breadth of his soul into the role of Freddie Heflin, a sheriff who finds his redemption by standing up to a cabal of dirty cops. In addition to providing one of his most nuanced performances, Stallone gained 40 pounds for the part, abandoning his action hero frame to truly capture the essence of his tortured character. Flash forward to the 2010s, and Stallone, now in his 60s, teams up with an array of action stars, including Jason Statham, Mickey Rourke, Terry Crews, and even renowned martial artist Jet Li, for an action-packed, adrenaline-fueled joyride of a film that marked a new chapter in the actor's career with The Expendables. Setting off a dream team action franchise, The Expendables utilized 80s nostalgia as a catalyst for its big-budget spectacle. All with Stallone as leader Barney Ross, a cigar-chomping mercenary who commands his crew through high-stakes missions against governments, warlords, and even plutonium-wielding arms dealers. Almost 40 years after the release of Rocky, Creed came bursting into theaters and brought the franchise to a new generation with Apollo Creed's son Adonis played by Michael B. Jordan. In this film, Rocky takes on the role of Adonis' mentor, much like how Mickey Goldmill, Burgess Meredith, was his in the first few Rocky movies. This pairing is coupled with the added fact that Rocky, now into his 70s, is battling cancer and must undergo chemotherapy amid Adonis' battle to take on Pretty, Ricky Conlon, Tony Bellew. This expert performance from Sylvester Stallone did not go unnoticed, as he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the 2016 Academy Awards. More hidden gems and epic endings are coming your way, so hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. You don't want to miss what's next. This was StarTalk Daily, bringing stories to life. Until the next reel, stay curious.